most captivating news events taking place in Liberia and other parts of the world. Today is Thursday, August 15, 2024. I'm Alfred Rogers presenting. In the headlines this afternoon, President Joseph Baka hosts a special cabinet meeting to source funding for government's operations. Liberia's permanent representative to the International Maritime Organization, IMO, Robert Pade, calls for strict adherence to United Nations and IMO's protocols on maritime. Court in Bome County orders the Mountain Mining Company to pay 200,000 United States dollars for land encroachment in Bapuru County. And away from home, the World Health Organization declares Mpox outbreak in parts of Africa a public health emergency. Details of these captivating developments, the news in simple French, and more, all coming up first. Here is Emmanuel Colley and the news bulletin.
A special cabinet meeting aimed at sourcing funding for the government's operations is taking place at the Executive Mansion in Monrovia. According to President Baka, the meeting is also intended to strategize ways for the government to solicit extra revenue to boost trade and support programs and policies towards national growth. The Liberian leader underscored the significance of the revenue generation to the achievement of the arrest agenda and strengthening access to building resilient livelihoods for citizens. The Liberian leader was speaking Thursday at the start of a day-long cabinet meeting taking place in Monrovia. The meeting has been attended by the Commissioner General of the Liberia Revenue Authority, Dobo Jala, Agriculture Minister Alexander Nuta, and Information Minister Jerry McPia, among others. At the same time, President Joseph Baka has issued an Executive Order 135, extending Executive Order 119 to protect and stimulate local manufacturing. An executive mansion release says the order is aimed at solidifying against and stimulate economic growth in the Liberian economy. According to the release, the extension of the executive order followed the need to promote sustainable job creation by improving commerce and trade in line with the goals of the arrest agenda of the government. The release noted the issuance of the executive order 135 underscored the commitment of the government to safeguard the interests of local manufacturers and ensure the sustainable growth of the economy. It says the order seeks to protect local businesses from unfair competition from international brands of locally manufactured goods and to foster a conducive environment to improve local industries. At the same time, President Joseph Baka has congratulated the government and people of Congo as they commemorate the 64th independence anniversary of that country on today, August 15. In a message to his Congolese counterpart, President Baka, on behalf of the government and people of Liberia, conveyed warmest felicitations on behalf of Liberia. It is calls as Liberia Jones Coco in celebrating the day. The president expressed optimism the cooperation between the two countries will be further strengthened in the spirit of African solidarity. He pledged Liberia's collaboration with Congo as the two nations work together in furtherance of the principles of the African Union and the United Nations for the promotion of regional and international peace and security. The Liberian leader also prayed that God will continue to endow President Ngozo with abundant wisdom and strength as he leads his people to greater prosperity. Liberia's maritime representative to the International Maritime Organization, IMO Robert Pade, has called for strict adherence to the United Nations and the IMO's protocols on maritime. Mr. Pade underscored the importance of the Liberia Maritime Authority and the Liberia International Shipping and Corporate Registry in fostering the growth of the economy. He vowed to work along with member states and institutions in finding amicable solutions to dark fleet threats. The disclosure followed a high-level meeting with the United Kingdom Foreign Commonwealth Development Office Wednesday on possible partnership. The partnership seeks to prevent unlawful practices associated with the fraudulent registry of ships in member states. The judge of the 11th Judicial Circuit Court in Bowman County has handed a guilty verdict against B Mountain Mining Company for illegal operations in Koninga B Forest in Bapolu County. Delivering the verdict, Judge Siafakiri ordered the company to pay a compensation of $200,000 to citizens of Koninga B Forest. A correspondent calls the chief executive officer of the forest, Aaron Moba, has said the company illegally caught over 2,000 logs in a reserved forest. Mr. Moba said the initial verdict from the 16th Judicial Circuit Court in Bapolu County ordered the company to pay $4.3 million, prompting a transfer of the case to Bomi. A correspondent said the negotiated amount of $200,000 was agreed between the company and citizens of Koninga Bay Forest in Bapolo. Grand Jide County District 1 Representative Jeremiah Soan has called for the reactivation of the Putu Mining Company to explore job opportunities in the area. Putu Mining Company shut down operations in 2016, affecting hundreds of employees and citizens in the southeast. But speaking on the bumper show Wednesday, Representative Soan believes the reactivation of the company will provide jobs and improve the living conditions of southeasterners.
Putu Iron Ore need to be reactivated. We need to bring in new investor today, like yesterday, to invest and reactivate, because the reactivation of Putu Iron Ore means many Liberians will get job, and even the roads and the electricity situation that we're struggling with will be gone, and that development in the area will be available.
The Grand Jide County lawmaker told ELBC Wednesday that continuous dormancy of the Putu Mining Company is having a serious impact on residents of the southeast region. Meanwhile, Representative Soan has said his office has communicated with the legislature for settled heirs to be invited to find a way out to boom economic activities in Grand Jide and the entire southeast. Citizens of Sakikonu town in Kwanu Bono district in Lofa County have hailed Senator Momo Cyrus for prioritizing the construction of their town hall. Senator Cyrus recently submitted the project document to the Liberia Agency for Community Empowerment LACE for implementation on the legislative support projects. The projects include construction of basketball courts, town halls, commissioner offices, improvement of the Vonjaman roads and guest houses, among others. In ELBC interviewed first the youth advisor and women leader of Sagonedu town in Baka Kone and Matimba Koma said the move by Senator Cyrus demonstrates his commitment to improving the lives of the people. They also called on Senator Cyrus to ensure the completion of the UNO school within the area. The executive director of United Youth, Timothy Kwe, wants government to take ownership of the water, sanitation, and hygiene the waste issues in the country. Mr. Kwe wants government to include WASH in the National Development Plan and make it a crucial priority. He believes strong political will is one of the surest ways to improve Liberia's waste regime.
In order for the government to prioritize the issue of water, sanitation, and hygiene, those issues need to be highlighted in the development agenda, and not just highlighted in the development agenda, but the implementation of that component of the development agenda should be given priority by the government.
Speaking Wednesday on the Bumper Show, Mr. Pei also called on the government to put an end to open defecation through strong legislations. The WASH advocate said this is key to addressing sanitation and environmental issues. The management of the National Port Authority, along with the 12-man Chinese visiting team, has embarked on rigorous assessment across various ports within the country, beginning with the port of Bikana in Grand Bassa County. The visit of the Chinese delegation is aimed at drafting a port master plan to address challenges confronting various ports of the National Port Authority in Monrovia. MP Executive Director for Public Relations, Spiwe Bisa, said the plan, when drafted, will serve as an insight to partners on the needs to hampering the smooth operations of the entity.
This port master plan is a gateway to know exactly what needs to be done at these ports, whether it's in Monrovia, in Grand Bassa, in Harper, or in Findle.
Mr. Besa said the need of expansion, infrastructure, and strategic manpower, among others, are critical to the improvement of the National Port Authority. He made a disclosure in an ELBC interview Thursday on the bomb. That's a Super Morning Show. Police in Grand Bassa County has charged and forwarded to court for presence for allegedly killing a 38-year-old fisherman Samuel George. Our correspondent said the suspects include Nathan Joe, Emmanuel Jackson, Matthew Josiah, and Sonny Guy, that's Sonny Boy Jackson. The suspects have been charged of murder and criminal conspiracy. The incident occurred in District 1 Little Bassa community. The suspects are currently in police custody awaiting court trial. And the education officer of Riverside County, Peter Guanin, has cautioned school administrators of the county against hiking graduation fees. The CEO said public school fees are required to pay $5,000 Liberian dollars, while $100 for faith days and private schools for graduation. Our correspondent said a team from the Riverside County school system is touring various schools to ensure compliance to the mandates of the Ministry of Education. Meanwhile, parents and students have lauded the Riverside County Information Education Officer for ensuring school authorities abide by the stimulated graduation fees.
Emmanuel Colley and the news bulletin. He comes back a little later. That's why you listen to the international news. This is Newsline on State Radio. One of the big stories we follow in Liberia's permanent representative to the International Maritime Organization, Robert Bade, calls for strict adherence to United Nations and IMO's protocols on maritime. Today's one now is special cabinet meeting aimed at sourcing funding for the government's operations is taking place at the Executive Mansion in Monrovia. President Joseph Baka said the meeting is also expected to strategize ways